Okay, you're keeping up with your operations via the Pioneer Seeds text line. And I'm curious how much rain you've received in this week. I know I've seen quite a few totals that and how that compares with this growing season. I've seen quite a few totals that last 3 days have been more than the last 3 months in some instances. Of course, there are parts of the state that receive big totals Saturday night into Sunday morning. Obviously, that throws the data off just a little bit. But 515-999-5491. We love following along with your operation. Stacy Raasch is here with our friends at Landus Cooperative. I had the pleasure of sitting in on a webinar here a few days ago in which they announced the results of their first ever crop tour. A grain marketing advisor with Landus. Stacy, how's it going today? You getting some rain?
Yes, we're finally getting some rain. It's pretty much the first we've had of any substance since probably about June 18th. So I'm not going to complain.
So 3 months without rain, huh?
Pretty much. Maybe a few little ones that got the concrete wet, but otherwise than that, that's all we've had. We're pretty dry up here. A lot of cracks in the soil.
So are you in that D4 designation, drought designation then?
I am. I'm located up here in Sac County by Odebo, Iowa. So they moved us up in this area just up to that D4 the other day. So we're very dry, have been for quite some time, and it's really, really going to take a toll on our crop.
Well, and that's a nice lead-in. Now, what a year to start a crop tour, huh?
Yeah. When we started planning this, we were not anticipating quite the year we've had as far as the growing season goes. You know, came into the spring, looked great, everything was going good, and then the faucet just turned off, and then we got the Duracio on top of it, and yeah, I mean, they're just really throwing as much as they can at us this year.
And I guess we can take it, huh? Which is maybe why it's getting thrown at us. So what did you find on the crop tour? I would imagine a lot of variability.
We saw a lot of variability. And, you know, we did stay away from the heavily damaged area by the Duracio just because we didn't feel like we could get an accurate representation of what was out there. We're not insurance adjusters or anything like that. So we avoided a huge chunk of that area because of it. And so our numbers are skewed just because of the fact, you know, we couldn't account for the acres and we couldn't account for the yield loss due to it. But we found a lot of variability out there. We found a lot of damage. Some of the areas that weren't hit as hard had a lot of hail. So we saw a lot of variability, a lot of damage on the corn and on the beans that was, you know, it's hard to take into account on those bushels. But throughout the company and kind of our northwest region, which is the area that I'm in, which is suffering from that D4 drought, we found 174 bushels on corn and 54 bushels an acre on beans. A pretty big hit. That's probably about 30 bushel less on corn than what we normally see up this area, and probably about 20 bushel, somewhere in the 15 to 20 bushel less on the beans. We also feel, though, that last round of hot, dry weather that we had with the wind has probably continued to draw down the yields in this area just because we have been so dry, and we're starting to see some stock quality issues and whatnot. In the southwest region, 189 for the corn and 54 for the beans. Again, we had a hard time. We ran into some of the damage from the Duracio down there. And one thing that we noticed was, you know, there was a lot of down corn. You get into a field that would have a beautiful, you know, I shouldn't say beautiful, but a much better yield. But then you can't account for the down corn. That field might have had 40% down corn. You don't know how much that head's going to pick up. And then the beans, a lot of 3 bean pods with only 2 beans in them, or just had some BB. So that number could decline from there. Our southeast region, 196 and 51. Again, there's some damage that ran through that area that we couldn't account for. And our northeast region, which has gotten more rain than a lot of the state, They're starting to see some drought stress, but they found 197 and 64. So parts of Iowa are having an okay year. The other parts are definitely seeing the stress of the drought this last year.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Stacy, what are you doing at Landus to get ready for harvest? Because I would imagine there's going to be some unique challenges with the variability you just talked about.
We're just taking into account, we know that we're definitely going to be seeing some damage from those test weights. We just need to be ready to handle the crop as it comes in and what we're going to see possibly as far as low test weights and different things, and some of the bruising that came in from the hail. Also, some people going after wetter crops just because of standability out in the field. So we're just getting prepared, trying to make sure that we can make the best decisions to maintain our grain quality the best we can.
Yeah, there's a lot of concerns about quality, I know. Hey, Stacy, we'll talk again soon. We appreciate the time here today.
No problem. You have a wonderful day.
Yep, you too. Good to visit with Stacy Raasch.